Hello viewers, and welcome back to Endless Legend, a new Endless Legend series. We're going to be playing on Endless now. I've learned a lot from all my time playing on Impossible. I think it's time to step up. You can see I've not changed the presets very much. Pangea world shape is because I feel that the AI is disproportionately disadvantaged by a lot of water on the map. They don't prioritize shipyards enough. They often will get trapped on land rather than settling island nations. Usually one AI player gets shipyards early enough for it to be of any use. So I don't want to beat them because they were too dumb to colonize. I want to beat them because I'm better, damn it. We're going to be playing as the Mezari, thanks to a request from TrekFan1969, who, you know, I don't have any inside information, but I'm not going to say that that couldn't be Simon Pegg posting under a pseudonym, you know? It's a possibility. The Mezari I've chosen to play as instead of the Vultures. They're the same faction. They have it's a different cosmetic, basically, but they're functionally identical. Just because I've never played with the Mezari skin. Yeah, let's do it. Endless. Now, I know a viewer and frequent commenter, UWO Bobby Peru, suggested reducing the size of the terrain and the number of players at first so that I don't have to worry about a runaway AI on the far side of the continent winning the game in a way that I can't interact with. And I think that's a good idea, but I haven't done it for this first campaign because I want to see exactly how quickly the AI is able to do something like that. I want to get as much information as possible here. We're not going to win this game. I'll just come out and say that right now. Oh, hold on a second.
Our legend spoke of a great journey beneath the stars. Safe in our halls and minds, we ignored these old tales. But then the great quake cracked our halls open, revealing ancient secrets and relics. These unknown relics carried our patterns, our images, hints of a hidden past. We took them and fled the destruction, seeking a new life on the surface. Now the legends and relics of our past show the way to our future. The journey will be dangerous, sometimes deadly, but we go forth without fear or ignorance. For courage and knowledge are the bywords of the Vultures.
Yeah, pretty cool. I think these guys are neat. I do not play as them very often, I'll say that. I do not think that I'm going to win this. I think probably the first couple of games in this series are going to be a loss, but the whole reason you guys come here is to learn stuff, right? It's probably not for my personality. We're going to learn some things when we lose this game. We're going to learn some more things when we lose the next game. And bit by bit, we're going to put together a functional understanding of how to beat the computer on Endless. And then we're going to put that understanding to the test. And by the end of this series, I don't know how many episodes down the line, we'll all be experts. That's the thing we're doing here. We're not winning this game. We're winning a significant portion of our games in the future. So, let's talk about the Vultures, though. I haven't played as the Vultures. Maybe you guys don't know how they work. Let's talk about how they work. So the thing that sets the Vultures apart from the other factions the most is this holy resource ability. They have the ability to spend strategic resources in the same way that you normally spend luxury resources. You expend a number of them based on the number of cities you have, 5 plus 5 for each city, and then you get some effect for 10 turns. But when you spend a strategic resource in this way, it designates that resource as the holy resource of the Empire. While your holy resource booster is active, you can teleport your units from any one of your cities to any other city. They cannot teleport to a city just from out in the wild, I'm pretty sure. But you can teleport from any city to any other city. That's fantastic for defense, obviously. Also, plus 200% holy resource per turn during the winter. Tripled mining of your holy resource during the winter. That's pretty good. Finally, all of the Vultures units have this techno-lover trait. which gives them plus 50% to the stat gains that are provided by equipment made out of the holy resource. So obviously that's pretty powerful. Also, our units are like pretty cool looking. Very Space Marine-y sort of vibe, I think. There's some other stuff. Knack for knowledge. We're good at science. +1 science on any terrain that has science on it already. Obviously, that makes some terrain is just fantastic for us. Veins of Auriga. We get double resources out of our resource extractors. It's a big deal. Strategic resource extractors, I should say. It's a big deal. Then we have, throughout the game, we'll be able to research a couple of cool, unique buildings that are built with the holy resource. They're made out of whatever the holy resource is. So in Era 2, we can get deep generators. In Era 3, we can get endless recycling, which gives us big science bonuses in highly developed cities. And in Era 3, big fortification boosts. Our starting unit is the Marine, a fairly squishy, actually very squishy, I would say, ranged unit that has Techno Lover. So the attack is pretty okay, but once we get a strategic resource on them, they're going to be doing a lot of damage due to the 50% extra stat boosts. So that's our first priority is getting strategic resource weapons. We won't be doing tier 1s though, because that's just a waste. I'll talk about the other units we have when we actually start looking at them. And then we start with Open Pit Mine and Public Library. In case you weren't aware that we're science-focused. Really drives it home. So, let's start playing the game. Well, we're 6 minutes in. I haven't taken a turn or done anything. By the way, as long as I'm talking about how much I'm delaying, I'm going to delay one tiny bit more. The Vaulters, if that opening cinematic seemed a little weird to you, it's like, oh, they live underground and they have access to all this technology. Where'd they get all of it? The Vaulters are the survivors, well, the descendants of the survivors of the ship crash, the spaceship crash in Dungeon of the Endless, which I think is super cool. I really like the fact that Amplitude has sort of woven this narrative through all of their games. So Dungeon of the Endless is a super cool game. If you've never played it before or you're not familiar with it, you don't know what it is, there is a Let's Play series on this channel. Feel free to go watch it. I think that game's pretty cool. And if you also think it's pretty cool, there's probably a Steam sale coming up. So let's get into it though. Let's maybe actually play some game. What do we got? We got Bos over here and Kazanji north of us. We do not see our region's minor faction yet. Just scout for the best possible place to settle. Ursus over here. Alright, let's pop our hero out. Our hero's not going to get us a lot of information, unfortunately, because I want these ruins. What do we get? 40 dust. Okay. So I actually think that we're going to settle on top of this titanium deposit. That gives us access to both of these anomalies. This location has quite a bit of science, a fair amount of dust, and quite a bit of industry. Almost no food. And that is something to be concerned about. But it also means that we'll be able to start getting titanium the moment we have the technology. Our city will auto-build the extractor because it's in the same tile as a district. That's a little, if you didn't know about that, that is a thing that you can take advantage of. And we'll be able to push our early game pretty hard this way, I think. This feels like a good play to me. Alright, we'll start moving the hero around this way. Alright, so we'll get our... Oh, should we... Yes, thank you, game. We should do that. Let's get Language Square, and I do not remember the faction quest. I have not played as these guys in a while. But this is a pretty safe opening. You don't necessarily have to go for Language Square, but I like to try to get as many parlays as I can in the early game. Fish for easy faction quests, so as to get... easy minor faction quests, I should say. So as to get some free rewards. Every little bit helps, right? And we're not going to need Mill Foundry or anything until we're done building the Founders Memorial anyway. Okay, faction quest time. They call themselves Vaulters. They found me scorched and blackened in an ancient cavern that their people had long forgotten. How long had I lain in that darkness? Only the stars know, but my limbs, rusted and groaning, tell me ages must have passed. I will never forget the looks on their faces, haunted, awestruck, but above all fearful. The realm that they'd called home, the subterranean paths and chambers that riddled the planet, had come under attack from some cataclysmic force, had shaken and split and ruptured, decimating their numbers. Their leader, the first of the bloodline as she is known, recognized in me something valuable, and brought me back to life in that dusty crypt. For this I will be eternally grateful. I vow to be her faithful servant until the end of days, wherever that may lead. Now, they retreat to the surface where they believe they will find respite, where they hope they will find answers. First of the bloodline Zolya has made the first priority the assimilation of the local tribes. While they strike out into unknown lands under the sky's watchful gaze, I will try to remember past days. So we are some kind of some kind of robot, our character in this little story. Some kind of robot that they found underground. So in the region that belongs to your empire, pacify at least one village of a minor faction, then assimilate them to gain 15 glass steel. That should be easy enough. We would have been doing that anyway. So I really appreciate it when the game gives us a quest to do a thing that I was intent on doing in the first place. Very convenient. What is our region? Our region has Silix. Okay, Silix are not a bad minor faction for assimilation purposes. We'll try to end the turn with our guys adjacent to minor factions so we can get a bunch of quick parlays off at the beginning of next turn. I really enjoy the music in this game, like a lot. I think they did a fantastic job. Okay. I don't think we were able to rush build our Founders Memorial last turn, but I definitely think it's worth doing now. Get our public library moving. Alright, let's do some introductions. Alright, so we're on the south end of the continent. This is impassable land, it looks like. They want 10 emeralds. Do we have emeralds? Oh, we don't have a luxury good at all. That sucks. We're not going to be able to take very much advantage of our free open pit mine technology if we don't have anything to mine with it. Let's get the rest of these quests real quick. Give these guys 50 dust. Perhaps in the future. Okay, we got enemy borders close by. Not my favorite thing in the world. Start right on top of somebody. Okay, these guys would just like us to colonize their region. This might be our aim. I'm going to try to explore this region real thoroughly and see if it is suitable as a second region. As glass steel, I like that. We're probably not going to run into problems with the quantity. Oh, I should do this. We're not going to run into problems with the quantity of our primary strategic resource. Probably. We're very efficient at mining stuff out as Vaulters. Oof. The low food is really hurting us. We still don't have our second citizen yet. Okay, 5 titanium. That's alright. That's fine. Okay, so we see the north end of the region. They do have a second village. Okay, there's a little bit of river. I wish that there was more. You can see river tiles that have science on them will end up having 5 research for a Vaulters player, which is fantastic. A tile that has 5 research on it is like halfway to being or 5 resources rather, is like halfway to being an anomaly. If we were... that's a little too far. I zoomed one stage too far up. 2 stages. It looks like this might be a reasonable settle. Depending on exactly the stats of these 2 tiles. Because that gets us the Moss Pearls, which are fantastic, plus 2 tiles of river. There's not a lot of other really compelling settling regions. We could drop our city right on top of this anomaly. That's not horrible. Or maybe actually next to it so as to take advantage of the greater industry. There's just not a lot of food in these regions. We started the game in a polar region, which is, in my experience, fairly common. I don't know if the starting conditions for Vultures are actually biased too far in that direction. But it is something that seems to happen. Oh, right, I already talked to the other village in this region. What am I doing? Let's go meet Green. But polar regions are high on science and low on food, generally. These guys are going to sweep down and try to map out the eastern area. Start's okay, I guess. Not particularly, like, staggering in any way. Alright, here's Green. Hello, it is a cultist player. That's great, actually. Starting close to a cultist means that we're going to have a huge amount of territory. All of this territory between us and the cultist belongs to us, basically. If you're not familiar with the cultists, they can't settle. They're the one city civilization, so that can be very good for us. They're the one city civilization, and also their starting unit is bad at combat, so they're not that likely to attack us in the very early game. They will, however, assemble an army of minor faction units fairly quickly. Keep scouting, looking for stuff. New factions to get quests from, new ruins to loot. 5 more titanium. Okay, well, titanium is definitely going to be our holy resource, so I'll go ahead and pop the booster. Hold on a second. As you can see, the titanium booster effect is plus 20% science on your cities. The glass steel effect is plus 20% dust. And I'm actually not sure off the top of my head what the other ones are, but those are both pretty powerful effects, obviously. Strategic boosters do not give approval. So, they're a little bit less good than luxuries in that way. We know purple? Well, purple's got 2 regions pretty close to us. We have not met them yet. Okay, this region has spices. Doesn't look like it has a strategic, although there's a couple of tiles over here that I haven't seen yet. There's not actually a lot of luxuries even around us. Didn't one of the minor factions want spices? Was that a thing? 10 emeralds. Never mind. Bummer. Oh, hey, emeralds. What weird timing. In Riwit, destroy a boss village to get 15 titanium and pacify these guys. Well, that's probably not happening. Let's scout this region out the rest of the way. Okay, 70 dust. That's lucky. In the resources that you can find in the ruins change over the course of the game, but in each era, in each era, there are 2 different amounts of dust that you can find. Oh, necrophages. Wow, we are not being given a lot of space. Okay, we may need to settle a guy quickly just as a bulwark against the necrophages, keep them off of our capital. And to that end, I want to see all of the tiles. Now, what was I saying before I got spooked by necrophages? I don't remember. Yep. Howdy. May you grow prosperous and fat. If you're new to the game and you don't know about the necrophages, They are bad news. The clue's in the name, necrophages. They are literally eaters of the dead. Their early game economy does not function without corpses. They just they can't feed their people unless they generate a pretty solid supply of corpses, which means that we have to be really careful that they don't decide that we would be the easiest corpses to get a hold of. Alright. If this is your first glance at Endless Legend, this is the first video in a new series, so I think it's possible that some people will be seeing the thing for the first time. Welcome. This game is awesome. We're going to rush by our mill foundry because I need industry. The game is awesome. I enjoy it very much. Lots of people enjoy it very much, I think. Start researching Empire Mint for more dust and cultivation for more food. And hopefully we're gonna zoom out a little bit again here. Hopefully we're gonna find out that these starting regions, these other regions around us, are awesome and not hotly contested. That's my hope. I kind of want to build a settler next. We do need to start looking toward having a second region, and we need to wall off blue quickly. But the population of my city is really sad. If I were going to found here, where would I do it? There's some river there's a river near some anomalies over here. It's pretty powerful. It also puts a mountain between the majority of the necrophage force in my city. I'd be very nervous to settle over here because it means that the necrophages could attack very suddenly and we wouldn't be able to defend from the capital very well. I don't see no area of this region really leaps out at me as being amazing. But this tile wouldn't be terrible. The city would actually have food and could grow. It's very dust light, though. I think this is it, though. This is where we want to put our next settler. You guys, I guess, just keep exploring. Do they want to parlay now? No, still no. I think we're getting to the point, though, where it's time to gather the starting units back up for defense. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get lust for loot or anything of the sort. Well, not just for defense. I mean, so we have to... If we're not going to pacify these Silics, we need to kill them. And I guess that time is coming. Because the minor faction villages are going to start popping out neutral armies. Or too much longer. What turn does it happen? Like 18 or so? Ugh. 4 turns to build a settler. We just have so little population in that city. But I think we really do need to found a new city. If only so that there will be some population in our empire. We've discovered Valiant Lightning. A fancy new crossbow that actually will be very useful. Our hero would love that. We have a ranged basic unit and a ranged hero to start with. So I think it does behoove us to get our equipment going, because otherwise our army's just going to get munched up by necrophages. We still don't know who our purple neighbor is. Hopefully they won't forward settle on us too much, because I really need to take a guy first. Alright, let's gather people up here. Oh, that's right. I want to take Sulet shortly afterward for the pacification of the Kazanji. Should I take it first, actually? Is there any place in Sulet that's really compelling as a settling location? Oh, I was talking about this earlier. So this isn't terrible, but there's no food. Yeah, I think that I should take Sulet third, if only because a guy is going to be responsible for building up the settler. because we can't get population growth going in our capital. It's okay, you don't necessarily need population to have a successful city. You don't need a ton of food in the early game anyway. You can get your population from buildings. Buildings that produce lots of food. Alright, somebody has entered the second research era. That's to be expected. Actually, the fact that they didn't do it until we were almost seven techs deep is kind of surprising, because, you know, the computer is going to be, I'm sure, getting some very significant bonuses on this difficulty. Alright, we're gonna go deal with these Silics. So this seems to me, maybe it's always like this on Endless, I don't know, but this seems to me to be a fairly inauspicious beginning. We are not tearing it up here. +1 move, yay. If you're curious why I didn't get another point of movement, I think I actually did spend 6 points of movement already. Skype is trying to update on me, not now. Our settler is finished. We have now lots of things to build in the capital. And also, we need to start producing more people. Okay. I will trust the game that that is the best path to take. Yeah, I'm very pleased about the amount of food we have available there. Alright, we're not going to need the resource overlay for a little bit, so I'll turn it off now. I know some of you guys do not like to watch the videos with the resource overlay on. I've heard that, so... Oh, okay, we need 2 more technologies. Topography is pretty great for us. Is our capital doesn't have a river. But our next city has a river, so extra dust from rivers might be a tech that's worth pursuing. Actually, our economy is going to be in not a great place. This is probably totally worth... Yeah, let's do that next. We'll get a lot of value out of that, probably. Alright. We can take these guys, right? I think so. Alright, we got our primary city's garrison to do a lot of the tanking. So the game has poor hopes for us. I don't think it's nearly as bad as the game thinks it is, because Silics, Harmonite, as their unit is called, they only move 1 space a turn. We can just kite them forever. Let's start in positions where we can attack them all. Everybody is attacking this guy. I guess the militia can go. Alright, yeah. If you have the initiative advantage, and you can shoot further than a unit can move, you can basically just control them forever. It's not a big deal if we lose our militia, our starting city militia. Also, you are attacking the wrong target. Team player, please. Alright. It's not a big deal if we lose our capital's militia. They regenerate quickly, and I don't expect to be seeing any violence from another player aimed at our capital anytime soon. I do think that we're probably going to have to worry about the second city a little bit. I think there may be some violence directed in that direction in pretty short order. Wow, 60 damage. Ouch. Okay. We failed their quest. We sure did. Please rebuild that village. Okay. So now what are these guys up to? I guess we can scout north a little bit more. I don't want to move them too far away from the cities, though. We actually kind of don't want to place yet, I think. We will reactivate the titanium booster. I kind of don't want to place this city yet. If we place this city, the cost for empire plans is going to go up. But can I afford to not... I don't think I can afford to wait on growth. We might just boot an empire plan. That's actually fine. First of all, we can't afford to wait on growth, and secondly, I do not want to wait a little bit and find the necrophages settling over here and taking the region over. So let's do food storage, empire mint, public library, spice extractor. Those are the... Yeah. Okay. Yes, we now share a common frontier. The cultists might get aggressive with us. Probably. My suspicion is that the necrophages will be causing havoc for both of us, and we may be able to bond over that. Having a common enemy is a good way to build diplomatic bonds. Okay. So we can assimilate them at any moment now. I'm going to wait until after the empire plan. Oh, actually, hold on a second. I can simulate my empire plan. How much would it be? It'll be 40 points to take, 40 influence to take a single level of empire plan. That's not undoable. Right, I can move somebody over to here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to make sure that we get... Oh, wait. Don't go over there just yet. Look at that. One advantage that quest items, in addition to quest items usually having better stats than a thing that you actually build of the comparable level, is that quest items do not cost industry to equip, which means industry to put on, which means that they also don't cost dust to equip on heroes. I think that was totally worth doing. Now, I feel okay trying to fight those Kazanji. We need one more tech before we move forward. Geomic Labs is powerful. That's a good reason to build topography, but I'm actually, I think, going to build Dawn Officers so that we have a melee unit that can be used to... Dawn Officers are cavalry, actually. They're very fast. And this will give me some ability to run units from one city to the other quickly. It'll also give me some ability to harass enemy ranged units more effectively. I just think it's a good idea to have some melee units, pardon me, mixed up in our army of archers. She has Techno Lover. Hold on a second. So 47 to 114. That's plus 36. Plus 36 would be 73, and then plus 60%. I'm trying to figure out if she's getting double bonus from this, or plus 50% bonus because of Techno Lover. If this is considered to be a titanium weapon, and I think it is. That's actually really convenient for us. Alright, we are going to have to keep the minor factions from freaking out too much. What do these Ursus want? Ursus. Return to the village when you're ready to give them 50 dust. Oh, this is the... Actually, never mind. I'm not going to have these guys try to clear out the Kazanji. We got to take care of these. I think I'm going to give them the 50 dust and see what they want. Oh, hello, blue guys. All up in my region. What are you doing here? How's it going? Okay. Now we're going to pull this guy back to food generation. And we're going to try to get... it would be cool to get these boasts, actually, or these Ursus, because there's 3 villages in the region. We're going to give them 50 dust here. At the beginning of this turn when we actually have it. They need to give. They want me to give 5 glass steel to the other Ursus village. Alright, well I don't have any glass steel. Why can't I click on these guys? Let me see. So... should I kill these? I should probably kill these, right? The game does not think that I will be successful. They're fast, and I know from experience playing as the necrophages, the necrodrones hurt. They deal a lot of damage. What do they have? They have 3 speed. And they've started in a space such that they cannot... there's no space that we can assign our units to... no, wait, over here. This is the only space on the whole setup area that's not within 3 of these guys. I think we'll set up like this to take advantage of the high ground bonus more than if we started down here in the forest, we would get a defense bonus for being in the forest. If we start up here, we will instead get a high ground bonus when we attack them. And I think I'd rather have the high ground bonus. Try to get a couple of kills. Alright, this thing where you split focus is bad. Don't do that. Also, when I right click on a unit, that means I want you to attack it. There you go. We're gonna take some hits here. Hopefully we're not gonna get one shot too much. Actually that guy is totally dead, isn't he? He's gonna take poison damage at the beginning of his next turn. Oh. He didn't quite die. He went down to 1 and was able to get a final attack off. Wow. This is savage. These guys do a lot of damage. Jesus. Okay, so what we learned is that the computer has massively superior units than we do from the very beginning, from the opening moment of the game. Early aggression is going to look to be non-viable. Yeah, we may have to play defensively because the AI's units are just vastly superior. I'm not sure exactly what bonuses they get on Endless, but that guy has multiple armies, I imagine, of necrodrones out and scouting very early in the game. Which means that we're looking at probably a very significant... what do you call it? A very significant economic bonus, at the very least. We need to push our science advantage then, maybe? We'll get alchemical alloys next, I think, but I don't know that we actually can fight, so I don't know how much they're going to matter. What's up? Yeah. I'm not afraid of you. But so, like, losing your starting army is so bad that I've probably lost the game now. It's really, really bad. This is the screen I'm looking for. It's going to cost a lot of dust for us to buy our hero back into the world. We're not going to leave her... we're not going to leave her sitting in the academy for 18 more turns. That's just not happening. Okay, the Gorin and Mean have been, I think that was this village? No? Alright, well, it was one of the villages we ran into. They have been dealt with. We're a couple turns away from being able to take the first step in our faction quest, actually. I'd love for it to be the Ursus that we assimilate, but it's just not going to happen. We don't have any way of getting glass steel. Yet. We'll settle Sulet, we'll... all this stuff. I will continue to roll the titanium boosters. Somebody moved into Science Era 3. Okay, so what are we doing here? We need units again. We need a settler again. We're definitely going to get attacked. But I'm gonna be a little greedy. We're gonna try something here. A guy is coming along though. A guy is has good enough stats that is building things quickly, and it's gonna sort of be the bulkhead of our empire. Our capital is a little weak. I would definitely not want our capital to get attacked. We need to keep pushing on science. We're doing a good job of that, at least. We're getting our science on. Alright, the Titan. These guys are actually not that strong. They're not that good at surviving combat, is I guess what I should say. The Titan is the unit that you want running interference, keeping your ranged units safe. These guys are skirmishers. So we're going to pick up the Titan tech, actually probably like this. So that we can have somebody play a little bit of defense for our poor Marines. As soon as this settler is finished, we're going into full army production mode. But I want to get our first 3 regions up quickly, so that we have some kind of base for development. If we fall too far behind, we're just gonna not be able to get back into the game. I really thought that I did not expect things to go so badly in that fight with those necrophages. I thought we would like lose our Marines maybe, but definitely win the fight. Okay, we're gonna see a tremendous amount of extra extraction going on here. Yeah, +6. Okay, so do we want to build the alchemy workshop? No, we gotta focus on the Marines. This has gotta happen. Hey look, pearls. We are not going to get the other pearls. We need this guy to get where he's going quickly. Unfortunately, all of the cliffs make it kind of awkward to move to the place I'm trying to move to. They're also going to make it a little bit awkward to reinforce from Guiron to... what the heck is this region called? Sulet. I think the best way is going to be to go up the middle, but it's also the way that I'm most likely to get harassed by Kazanji. But, step careful. They have reduced vision, same as anybody else in the winter, so hopefully they just won't see us. So like I said, on this difficulty, I expect it's just going to take us it's going to take, I keep saying us, it's going to take me a couple of games to sort of learn what I can get away with. Keeper of Eggs is now, Keeper of Eggs is now way, way ahead of everybody, apparently. He's already on strategic resources. He's got 80 free Palladian. He's going to win the game. And somebody else completed this, which we had no chance of doing since we had no luxury resources available to us. That's a real shame. We had a very bad start. A lot of really sketchy terrain. Alright, these guys are almost in place. Green is closing their borders to us. We could not care less about that. Kazanji's going to come out of nowhere and attack our poor guy. Okay. And then we're going to settle the city. Screw you, Kazanji. Seed storage, Empire Mint. This is sort of the big 4 buildings that you need for your city to be functional. Rushed by that mill foundry. Alright, and we need to maintain a minimum of 3 influence in this city. Also, we totally did not actually assimilate these guys. We've had a couple of turns now. So that'll take us the first step on our faction quest, and also it will increase the rate of gathering of our resources, so that's good. We may actually be letting our hero just heal naturally. It's not what I want to do. Alright, 15 glass steel from the quest. Okay, so we could go and we could give the boss the glass steel they want. We have that option. Purple is a Broken Lords player. That's not great. Broken Lords are a lot better at fighting than we are. Also, we're moving on our faction quest. First of the Bloodline Zolia has taken the first step in securing the Vaulter's future. A strong alliance with a local tribe has been built. Alas, my own progress in uncovering my history has not been so fruitful. My memory circuits have all but failed, and only confusing glimpses of the past cross my electronic mind. I see tormented faces, hear gargled screams, feel the slick touch of warm blood. Memories of the operations I performed? Or something darker? On my chassis is stenciled my droid class, Operation and Medical Procedures Robot. But I am certain I was known by another name. Whatever it was eludes me, though. To save myself from madness, I try not to dwell on these matters, and instead focus on the plight of my new masters. The legends of their past are awakening. Far beneath the surface, in the excavations that only came to light from the subterranean quakes, they discover more and more ancient relics bearing their sigils. They yearn to unravel these mysteries, perhaps even learn things that will grant them an advantage over the other races that stalk this great planet. First of the Bloodline Zolia discusses these things with the fire of a zealot in her eyes. I have a feeling that their story and my own will entwine. For now, my masters concentrate on establishing a more secure foothold on this rugged land. Mines must be founded, while enemies who encroach on our lands must be destroyed. So we gotta build new strategic resource extractors. Well, we just constructed a region where we can do that once. We're going to have to take over Rewit as well, I guess, before the Broken Lords do. Unfortunate. Everything about this start is not very good, I would say. But in a sense, I'm happy about that because this is a condition that needs testing, you know? How far behind do we fall if we have a bad start? And then also, apparently, make a huge strategic blunder right in the early going. Alright, we do need to deal with the Kazanji who have already... Oh man, Megapole built already. Here comes Purple, scouting, quote-unquote. The Megapole was built by Green. Okay. That doesn't mean a tremendous amount to us. I really, really don't think that Green is going to be a threat that we have to worry about in the sense of them building stuff. But we do have to worry about Green in the sense that Blue is going to conquer them at some point if we don't do it first. And I don't want Blue having a bunch of legendary buildings on top of all their other advantages. If we have any chance of winning this game, it's basically that we take over Green City after they build it up a bit. Unfortunately, we've had some military setbacks. I guess let's look around the region a little bit more for pearls. Guerin's food supplies. Here, you make food. Okay. A guy is just about done with their necessary buildings, and they'll be able to contribute units as well soon. We are definitely going to keep the titanium boosters rolling. You can see our mining is just fantastic right now. Like I said, quantity of the holy resource is unlikely to be a problem, because every winter you just get this huge, huge stockpile of it. It's a shame we can't have the workers from a guy just walk 2 spaces over and build the extractor that we need. Alright, is purple closing their borders to us? No, blue is. Okay. I was concerned if purple declares war on us, we lose, I think. There's no way we can defend ourselves from purple and also defend ourselves from blue. And if purple declares war on us, then I think we're likely to get challenged by blue. They'll see it as a moment of weakness. So we have some interesting choices to make here. We could try to contribute military units from this city. But I think I'm actually just going to build a dust dredger. Get our economy really running. We could go for the Museum of Auriga. It's a pretty certain lock for the blue player, though, I think. I doubt we'd be able to get it out from under them. Alright, lots of free influence. We've built on anomalies in all of our cities, as usual, so... Right, let's look around for... pearls a little bit. I'm going to try to get to this village and hand them the glass steel. It's going to be tricky though with the armies having spawned. What did we do? Oh, we pacified those guys and got free dust, which is actually really good. We do not need that happening anymore. Please. Please just grow. Population grow. Alright. I think that we're in a stable-ish position. We have to hurry up and get our army rebuilt if we want to stay in a stable-ish position. I think that the only thing that's saving us is that the AI right now, at this moment, mostly do not know what a bad position we're in. These Ursus are being jerks. We will retreat from them. Take this. You've been pacified. Unfortunately, this unit is, of course, still going to harass us. I honestly think that this archer might be dead. This marine can't fight 2 Ursus by himself. But his noble sacrifice will totally be worth it if he, since he got them to chill. So the Ursus, in case you're curious, reduce the production cost of buildings, the industry cost of buildings. That's a pretty good benefit, actually. We're only getting credit for 2 cities, which I guess means green must have destroyed this one. Huh. We'll have to investigate. Figure out what's going on with that. Because it said 2 villages on the assimilation screen, didn't it? We definitely have 3 villages in the region. We are very good at running away from them. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What was that? That was like 6 movement. You guys definitely don't have that much movement. Our guy will survive another retreat, it looks like. He'll have a tiny amount of health. He needs to... Oh, he gets 2 more move for retreating. Oh, okay. So this is something the cultists do. They take over your villages. This village has been converted to the cult. We will have to destroy it and rebuild it. And blue's not going to like, or green's not going to care for that. But we're not in a place where we can care about that, I think. Pacified, functional villages provide population. They provide extra value on assimilations. And we're not in a place where we can afford to have green. They also provide, converted villages provide resources and stuff to the cultist player. So, yeah, you only have 4 move. Okay, purple has closed their borders, which is a signal of intent to be aggressive. Blue just completed the legendary deed for having 30 units at the same time. That's great. Our hero has recovered. I am not going to assign her to this guy's army because I think that army may cease to exist in a moment. Let's put her here. Alright, we have to deal with these Ursus, obviously. Let's update. Now that we have a couple of Marines, we definitely should do this. Let's update these guys to using weapons and shields that are made of the strategic resource. I'd like to give them better armor too, but I'm concerned, concerned that we can't actually afford it. This was my fear. We just barely have enough dust to do this retrofitting. Alright, these Kazanji are going to pillage this village. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't get these guys back into place quickly enough, and I want to take down the Ursus real quick here. Alright, buddy, come and get it. Alright, we're close enough to the city that now we're getting the militia as reinforcements, and we also have 3 Marines. We're going to try to keep that injured Marine in the back. These guys have beam attack. They do damage to enemies that are behind the enemy that they actually attack. So we have to be a little careful with this guy's placement because he could still get hit due to that. They do have 2 movement, so actually... Never mind, they can't even get to us this turn because it takes 2 movement to enter a forested space. Alright, everybody is focusing on the right target except for you. And the militia can go ahead and fight. Whatever. Whichever one they want. Alright, now that our units are equipped with better weapons, the damage output should be fairly significant. Oh dear. Well, that guy almost got himself killed. If he hadn't gotten a crit there... Yeah, and see, now you're going to see this beam attack effect. Oh, and also they landed a stun. What's his stun chance? 20%. But 100% on the first attack of the battle. I think that there's a legitimate number, a legitimate random number generation problem. We've seen the effect so many times now that I think it may actually be the case that the first stun attack that goes off in a battle always works. And if that's the case, probably Amplitude should do something about it. Man, I wonder if we actually could have gotten away with the museum. Maybe Blue's too busy to build it. You know what, for right now, I think we're going to go for a full 6-unit army of Marines. We're not going to be able to control these guys with Titans because they have flying and they're gonna go where they want to go during combat. We can't stop them. Alright. I think that that's pillaged. There might be a tiny sliver of orange remaining, but I think that they successfully pillaged the village that probably they came from, so congratulations on that. Yep, so it is no longer providing its benefits for the next 8 turns, and now are they going to go and attack my city? Is that what time it is? Alright, this guy is just barely short of being able to be retrofitted. But if I merge these 2 armies, it should put me back on positive dust. Yeah, okay, so we'll have enough dust for him to be retrofitted at the start of this turn. We're paying the army maintenance fee too many times there. Alright, what do I want to do? Let's get Imperial Highways. We'll start getting trade going. We'll get roads between our cities. That'll be very helpful. probably do that next. So we can get a little bit more motion on our faction quest. Oh, actually, never mind. It's not vital in the sense that it still won't get the faction quest rolling because we need more regions. Purple settled this region already. Which means that purple's going to try to kill us, basically. Okay, blue killed green already. Purple forward settling on us so much and closing borders and rattling this movement of military units on our shared border is a very clear rattling of sabers kind of move. They're going to attack us. So we just have to be in a position to deal with that. Also, these Kazanji need to be stopped. I'm a little tired of this. We're just going to manual this battle so that I know for sure that we're not going to lose our injured guys for no reason. Wait, can we not deploy to this? This square is orange, or this hex rather. That's weird. We should be able to deploy to that hex. I don't know what's going on. These guys only move 2 spaces, so I'm going to have most of our army sort of spread out over here, and these guys are going to be way in the back. Out of curiosity, necrophages, completing legendary deeds and stuff. Alright, I'm not going to call the game early. We are not going to win. I'm calling the game in that sense. But I'm going to play the game out until we actually do lose. I hate this thing where like half your units decide they want to fight different targets. Everybody focus on one guy except the militia. Actually, you know what? Our militia should also be focusing on the same guy. The only reason to split people off is to distract enemies in the sense that you prevent them from performing their attacks. And since these guys have tremendous initiative advantage on us, apparently, there's no reason to try that. But yeah, you can see that our damage output is significant because of the combination of the strategic weapons and the magic of the techno-lover trait. Alright, we have to finish these guys off. And then after we clear these guys out, I'm going to end the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the early part of this game. This is part of the reason that I don't do half-hour games like a lot of people do, is that there's this significant setup period at the beginning of each game. And if you only do half-hour, feel like you almost never get through that setup period in the first couple episodes. You spend the first couple episodes just like walking around and doing the beginning of your build order over and over again. Alright, this is going to be a little tricky as far as not losing anybody since we now have several wounded. These guys only have 2 move though. We generated a fairly deep starting zone, so... Alright, none of us are in range. Actually, I want to close up to just out of range. Okay, and now if everybody would please focus on the same bad guy. I don't know why they do this. Especially with ranged units, it is never right to split up your damage. Come on, violence. Alright, I think we should get this guy this turn, not allow him to have another go. Okay. Good work, team. And our hero has enough XP that she actually gets to gain her 2nd level on turn 46. Ugh. I did not do a good job throughout the beginning of this game. Well, alright, come back next time. Trying to end videos at the beginning of a turn now. If you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have, come back next time. We're going to try to dig ourselves out of the hole that we've been placed in here. I don't know what we're going to do. We have to fight back against blue, But they have such a huge advantage that there's no way for us to do that. And we are going to get overwhelmed by purple if they sense weakness, which is the thing that we have to try to keep them from doing. We have to keep them from sensing how weak we definitely are. Exhilarating, right? Come back next time. Maybe we won't even lose. We'll see you then.